Welcome back to the show, everyone. We've had a bunch of the girls on from Bomb Girls, of course, the hit global show. And it's time for the guy.
The guy.
Pretty much. The guy.
Yeah.
Not the guys.
He makes
the
out
guy,
with Meg Tilly a couple of times. Antonio Cupo is joining us now. He plays Marco in Bomb Girls. How are you?
Antonio.
I'm great, thank you.
Well,
that's all we know.
Not very good.
No, we know.
Not going to get you very far.
Antonio, this is such a funny story. Before we talk about Bomb Girls too much, you've been living in Italy for years. Very successful career from Vancouver, but you moved back to Italy. You came back for a visit in the summer, and this job just kind of happened. I don't even know how to describe it.
It fell into my lap. Yeah, we were in talks before I came back, and I was talking to my family. I'm like, I'm going to come back for the summer. And, you know, I've been in Italy for so long, and I did like the Italian Mediterranean summers for so long. I'm like, I just want to.
I kind of hate you, but
grab
that's cool.
I want to grab my old rollerblades and, you know, like rollerblade down the seawall, you know. Just
not the cobblestones.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You don't get. They're called San Pietrini. You don't get very far on those things.
But you came back to Vancouver just for a visit. And how did it happen you got this job?
The next day, I saw Adrian, our creator and director, and Adrian Mitchell. She said, you know, we're shooting this thing in Toronto. We did like a 2-hour audition, and she said, it's great. Let's do it. Let's make it.
Not that easy. Now every actor also hates you too.
Well,
I know, exactly. I'm hated by everybody.
I don't want to
Why?
make this because you know. You're an artist, right? Like, you work hard at your craft, all these things, but there's some really interesting things that have happened in your career in terms of where you've ended up and when you've ended up there. And
yeah, I always swore to myself that I wouldn't go anywhere to try to be anything. Something will take me somewhere. And I was working in Vancouver years ago, and all my friends are moving to LA, and I thought, there's got to be something that takes me there. You know, what's going to pick me up and take me to LA? And I was doing this show called The L Word. And
little show.
And the producer said, oh, you should really come to LA, and I have a management company down there, you know, we could represent you. And I was like, bang, that's my ticket.
Why not?
Yeah.
And then Italy was the same sort of thing.
Italy was the same sort of thing. I was living in LA, and this Italian director called me and said, I am an Italian film director. Do you believe me? And I was like, no.
do you believe
Italian.
me?
It's like, if someone says, do you believe me? I don't believe them anymore. So I said no, and she's like, we have a very big TV show. Do you want to come shoot? And I'm like, well, I don't even speak Italian.
Yeah.
You didn't? I didn't know
know
that.
at the time. I remember
knew
this.
some words, but I didn't know how to speak
Was your Italian as good as mine?
It was better than yours. I knew how to say more than che fai.
Oh, there we
but
go.
that's about it.
Yeah, that's about
But
it.
now you're back here, and we have to talk about Bomb Girls. It's been a hit
Such a
since
good show.
the first episode aired. Tell us about your character and who you play.
My character is Marco Moretti. He's a munitions controller at the factory, Victory Munitions. He comes from fireworks. His parents had a fireworks factory. Well, the war started, and the Italians took another side, and his father went into an internment camp.
Yeah.
Leaving him the burden to support the family, like any good son would.
Yes.
Yeah.
Support the family when your father can't. And in that, he sort of falls into this sort of kind of playboy type role. You know, he's
it's
like a likable guy.
He's
he loves
working with all the
girls.
ladies.
But it's fascinating
Yeah.
because, you know, Canada has a dark history of internment camps, especially during the Second World War. Japanese community, Italian community, you know, sort of all over the place. And I would assume for you as an actor, you don't often get to play a situation where you are put in that position.
Yeah, discrimination was never, I never thought I'd have to do anything like that because I wasn't born into that. I didn't know what that really meant because I wasn't, you know,
Yeah,
a
but that
product
would be
of
the
it.
history of your family and you know, your...
Yeah, maybe not my direct family, but
No,
definitely, you know, people in the Italian community because my father came in '68, my mom in '54, so it was way after the war. But yeah, the Italians did a lot had to go to the internment camps, and you know, there wasn't really, no one ever said sorry until like '89. You know, it's like, oh, by the way, you know, I know you guys just came to
Hey, sorry
Canada to
about
work.
that.
Yeah, exactly. The whole internment camp thing, you know.
Oops. Okay, let's get you to set up the clip that we're going to look at right now.
Oh, geez. I think it's a clip where Meg, the Lorna Corbett character, Meg Tilly, comes to my house to bring me my last paycheck after getting me fired.
Yeah, thanks,
Damn
Meg.
you, Meg. Okay, here's
Lorna.
the scene from Bomb Girls.
Marco?
Lorna,
What are you doing here?
I live here.
They said you'd been taken to an internment camps.
Chained up, deprived of food and water. Is that what you were hoping?
No,
No, the internment camp was hearsay, just like the gossip that got the authorities swarming me in the first place. See, Ma.
Mr. Aiken sent this. It's your pay.
You planted that newspaper, didn't you?
They said to report any suspicious behavior.
The government cleared El Cittadino Canadese months ago. But they came and arrested me anyway. Now my security clearance is shot. Ma.
Marco, coi che sta qua?
Una collega, ma.
Meet Lorna Corbett. Paycheck, not in mail.
That is a complicated relationship that we're seeing evolve in the show. But you are one of the only guys on the show, and we've talked to the female cast, and they talk about how empowering it was to work with all women. How is it for you?
I mean, I have one sister, and that's enough. You know, she's great, obviously, but I tend to work with a lot of females. You know,
Yeah.
and I didn't think I would show up on a set in Canada and have 12 to 15 girls on the call sheet and my name
And there
between.
you are.
I'm going like, so either I'm going to be the luckiest guy in the world,
Or the outcast.
the outcast, and
Has
it was more the last one. The
Has it
outcast.
been pretty funny? I mean, an interesting experience because they're all such. I mean, from
They're
Meg,
such funny girls.
you know, through
Yeah.
Jody and you know, all these girls, you know, just great characters. And
It was really
funny
well
girls.
put together. The casting on the show was excellent. Everyone has such a personality that, I mean, there was never a dull moment.
Yeah.
You could literally, you know, talk to anybody and always get these
Yeah.
incredibly wacky responses
'Cause
and just out of control
Girls
behavior.
pretend that they're the more civilized sex.
So
but when
not.
a group of girls
Absolutely
get
not.
together, you hear things that will
You
curl
can't
your
unhear.
hair. Like,
I tried to stay away from most of that chit
yeah,
chat,
just
you know.
nothing.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you do get to make out with Meg a lot.
Well,
It happens. It happens. Yeah. Meg gets to make out with me, Fiona.
There we go.
Oh, there's the.
A little fire. Just a
bridal
little
passion.
bit.
Gotta figure out.
I don't know. I mean.
well-timed
where I-
sip
this
of
is where I-
water.
yeah, this is where I get really nervous. No, well, you know, I play that character.
Little
I played
Casanova?
Her love interest in
Yeah.
in the series, and it's been really great. I mean, we still have 2 episodes left. One is tonight, and one is next week, and there's going to be some twists that happen. So that's all I can tell you so far. But it's not only the Casanova that I'm playing, and it's not only, you know, this sort of a lovey-dovey relationship
Don't
that we're
tell
falling
me
into.
that she's right.
I don't know. I don't know.
He doesn't know. You know what? You're going to have to
I'm
tune
not going
in
to say anything.
and
Come
find
on.
out.
You have to wait.
Bomb Girls airs Wednesday night on Globals. If you want to catch up, of course, you go to the website to watch the past episodes, but only 2 episodes left, so make sure you watch to find out what happens.
You better not turn against us.
I'm not going to turn against
All
you.
right, we'll
All
see
right.
what happens. We'll have to watch. I can't wait for season 2. Global, get on that stat. We're going to take a break.